So now you have a shortcut. You could put all, say, your entertainment in one, social networking or internet radio or media or videos or anything like that in the next one. Say productivity tools, or the main stuff you usually go to in the central one, because that's always the one that comes up first. And then you'll notice the one right to the right of that has the media player up at the top. You can turn on and off the wireless. So if you're, I don't know, if you're going to a hospital setting, say, and you have to turn off the wireless, you can simply turn it off and the wireless goes off, turn it back on, wireless comes back up. Eventually, let me try that again. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky, and this is what I was saying about the there we go, it came up, and eventually the icon will show up as well. And some of these other, this is to switch between the two USB ports, whether they are host or using it as connecting the Android over to the computer. This is the quick way to get to the 3 steps of the contrast, or sorry, the brightness of the screen. Okay, I always tend to keep it at the lowest setting. What else were we looking at? And that's it. I'm not quite 100% sure what this button does. To be honest, I really don't know. I thought it had something to do with Bluetooth, but it's not the Bluetooth icon. And I really, at this point, don't remember what that icon is. Maybe if one of my viewers sees it and says, oh, I know what that is, just please leave your comments down in the section below. It would be much appreciated. And that's it. So that, in a nutshell, is my part 3 of my review of my 7-inch Android tablet, which I purchased at Deal Extreme. And it was $199 at the time. I think the price has even dropped at this point. Now, having said that, my biggest regret with this machine is the touch sensitivity is a little bit, well, irregular, let's just say. At times I touch it and it doesn't quite pick up, or if I'm say using the virtual keyboard, I mentioned the shift. The other thing too is the earphone plug is terrible. It's got this terrible static on it, and I mentioned that in parts 1 and 2. And it's worth repeating again. I would stay away from this tablet just because of that. If you don't think you're ever going to use the headphones too much, that's fine. But if you are going to be using the headphones and listening to music and watching videos and watching movies and YouTube videos and that kind of thing, you're taking a chance. Let's just put it that way. Now, normally I don't promote any specific brand or stores or anything like that. However, back when I first bought this thing, a couple of weeks after I bought it, I could have kicked myself, because there's a store called The Source by Circuit City here in Canada that was selling a Samsung 7-inch tablet, a real Samsung 7-inch tablet, for the same price as this. Obviously you would have had to pay taxes, which mine was $199, everything included. That one would have come out to about $230, taxes included. However, it would have been a Samsung. A really nice tablet. The camera on that Samsung model was a 1.3 megapixel. I'm sure the audio output would not have made the noise that this thing makes. So, all in all, I suppose I'm happy, only because I have to be. And what I mean by that is, I bought it, I have it, it works. For the most part, I'm happy with it and the use I make of it. Part 4, we'll look at the USB connection and the USB hosting for things like if you wanted to bring this along with your digital camera, say on vacation, and you wanted to offload your digital camera pictures onto the unit to look at them in your hotel room at the end of the day. We'll look at that, we'll look at the performance. You'll see it's rather lacking. Okay, I'll just say it that way. I guess we'll also look perhaps at another facet. We'll maybe look a little bit more at the e-reader features, and I'll conclude with perhaps a few comments and words as to why you would want a tablet. Do you really need a tablet? And some of the things you should be thinking about. If you're thinking about buying a tablet and you haven't purchased one yet, and you're still kind of thinking, and you've come across this YouTube video, review of this particular tablet, I'd like it to be sort of a generic review of tablets in general. I mean, I'm reviewing this particular model, the Dropad A8, purchased at Deal Extreme, but it's available at other online retailers. And what I wanted to get at was, I don't want to particularly stick to just this particular tablet. I wanted to talk in general about Android tablets. I don't have an iPad. I don't have an iPad 2 or anything of its ilk. So it's hard for me to compare. But what I have seen of the iPads is they're much slimmer, much lighter machines, much more expensive. And in the end, yes, this unit is only 7 inches, whereas the iPad is much bigger. It gives you a lot more real estate on the screen. But again, it's a matter of cost. It's what you're willing to spend and to get into the tablet market. So that's about it for me. I hope you enjoyed this part 3, and stay tuned for part 4 coming soon.